Hey guys, TC here with another tank review for you. This one we're going to look at the KB5, which is one of the other. This is the second Tier 5 premium preferential matchmaking Tier 8 heavy tank for the Russians. Sits next to the IS-6. As you can see, it's a pretty big tank. We'll go through my crew that are running this, and we'll have a look at some of the stats, okay? So, as you can see, this is my KV4 crew. We're running pretty much full repairs with snapshot, clutch braking, safe stowage, and we're working on BIA at the minute. So, it gets up and goes. It doesn't take too long to repair. Snapshot's quite good, turns quite well. Situational awareness, firefighting, means that we can see a little bit further than normal. As you can see, we've got 370 meters view range as standard. It isn't great at 350, so it is a good idea to fit them. The gun's normal standing, as you can see here, would normally be 0.43 accuracy and 2.9 second aiming time. With the crew and running vents, as you can see, we've got that to 2.7 second aim time and a 0.41 accuracy. So your crew skills have allowed us to improve this just a little bit, but BIA will also have an effect on that as well. KB5 is riddled with holes in the front, which is, the big one is the R2D2 unit here, which is also the home of your radio operator. So the biggest issue with the KB5 is the radio operator always being knocked out, but also this is now also a weak point. Other than that, the tank is really well armed. I mean, you have arse armor of 140mm. There are tanks that you will face that do not have 140mm of penetration, so you can literally just park your arse in front of them and ignore them. The turret has 180mm of armor all round, excluding the weak point, as we mentioned. It is flat, but as you can see, the angles are a little bit dodgy. So unless you give them the broad side of the turret, which is a huge target, sometimes you can get good, sometimes they won't always penetrate. Other than that, your 150 at the side and 180mm frontal armour in places, it weathers the storm, and you've got 1780 hit points here to actually fall back on. So it is a very durable vehicle. Technical equipment wise that I run the ventilation for 5% to all crew skills, rammer for 10% of the loading time, and a super heavy spall liner. The reason I run a super heavy spall liner on this is, number one, KB5s are renowned for ramming, and when you ram you can do an awful lot of damage. However, it's also one of the tanks that people do fire HG out of this tier, especially from long range to try and effectively do damage. So a super heavy spall liner can help reduce that. Not always, but it can. Other than that, we've got the standard 45 AP with 9 APCR. Some people do run a lot more APCR than this because the gun's performance is pretty poor. 167 pen with the standard and 219 with the premium. But I personally run just the AP, and I don't seem to struggle too much. It is a preferential matchmaking tank, so although you do come across tier 9s, the VKB, the STI that we reviewed last week, for example, you can still punch holes in them in locations. You just have to pick your shots a little bit more carefully, and work with your armor and your hit point pool to be able to get the opportunities to do that. Sometimes you don't get effective trades though, because you do only have a gun that does 300 damage. And of course, if you're going to engage in an STI that's fully up spec, as you see, the gun there will go up to 440 on average, with 500 possibly in some cases. So you don't always get favourable trades, but you do have the armour and the ability to hopefully weather that storm and come out on top. It just depends on your engagement at that point, doesn't it? Big repair kit, big med kit, and automatic fire extinguisher. And as we can see, the benefits to that is that we get a permanent 10% protection to fire, extra 10% on fire protection from the engine, 15% to the crew from injuries, and 10% to the speed and module repair. Coupled with the full repairs, the improved ventilation and BIA once that's completed, you should on average find that they stay trapped for about 4 to 5 seconds at most. So you've got a really quick repair time, which is just, with your heavy tanks, it's really important. I think that's the case. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to see one of my ace tanker games. It's my most recent one. I think we played this with Crowlux last week. we were going through quite a poor phase. I'm just starting to come out the other end of what has been a very trying time with World of Tanks for me. We were at a really nice 52.76%, and over a week we've already that down to 52.71. Not without trying either. Statistically, in every other number we're playing great, but the game has been very trying. It's to be expected though. It's school holidays, summer holidays, things like that. Player-based skill level isn't what it isn't the same as it is normally. So it does dilute the game a little bit, but you can still have fun in World of Tanks, as you've been seeing through my live streams over. So, with that being said, let's kick off the replay and let's see what this looks like. Okay guys, here's the replay. As you can see, me and Crow here are top tier. We'll speed up the replay slightly as well for you. So as you can see, we're top tier. There's what, 6 tier 8s on each side roughly, and then tier 7s and tier 6s. As you can see, it's not too immobile, but it is a big old head to this tank. So initially myself and Crow here are pushing into town with the Cromwell, the Jagdpanther and the Achilles. It's the right thing for us to do. We are the top tier heavy tanks. We're going to be going up against some serious opposition here though, in the form of the OI. Crow gets spotted there as he pushes across. For some reason we fired the gun. I'm not entirely certain why I did that. I think it was tabbed out at that time and I clicked back into the game. So we've got the opposition T-29 that gets spotted there. Our Panther 2 is being a little bit careless with where he's driving. I think he's just paid the price for that and taken an artillery shell. There is a big arty in this game in the SU-14-1. I get spotted, so you know, I know the artillery's just fired, so I feel fairly safe. However, there is an M12 on the opposition, so I do need to be careful of that chap. Reloading APCR now because I'm expecting to engage a more heavily armoured vehicle. I'm going to trust my side armour here and I push across. Straight away we take a hit from somebody. I'm guessing, looking at the output there, that would be... no, I've still got the APCR loaded, which is not good, and we bounce off the upper plate there at the T-29. Crow's able to put really good effective firing, and we start to butter through. There's the hit from the SU-14-2, takes out almost half our health. We would have taken substantially more damage though than that. There's a KV-2 around the corner who shuts down our Panther 2. Put one shell into him, and we keep pushing forward on the KV-2 at this point. KV-5 drive-by. So we have an OI that we're now going to engage in town here, okay. Crow's on the outside, I'm on the inside here. There's the Yoho. So we put one into the turrets there. That doesn't penetrate. Now I am missing a trick here. I should be on this guy's flank. See, that bounces again as well. Pull across in front of Crow. We're going to reload quicker. Put the shell into the side and we'll take out the Yoho. Jagdpanther over there. This is really funny, this. We're going to go into and attack this Jagdpanther. Just watch what happens here. This is just brutally painful for this poor little Jagdpanther here. Look at him. There we go. Up and over. On your nose, lads. Stay still. So we've created a bit of wall out there with the Jagdpanther. I was crying with laughter here. Crow there securing the 11 hit point kill. I was actually in tears. Look at that Jagdpanther. Poor guy. So I tried to shoot the Jagdpanther here and unfortunately we put a shell into Crow. Really bad. Shouldn't have done that. I should have been more aware of what he was doing. So now we put him on perilously low hit points, so now we're trying to save Crow. I'm pushing across here, I'm trying to save him as quickly as I can do to take the hit from him. I do take the hit. takes off quite a chunk of our health because that does have a nasty gun there, but we've kept crowing the game only for the artillery to shut him down. So I'm on 4 kills, we've done a load of damage. I'm looking for a shot on the T-37, but unfortunately no joy found there. I'm only on 187 hit points though, so a bit low on the hit points, and they do have tank advantage at the minute. So still looking for shots on the T-37. Try and shoot through the wood there, but again, he's already behind the hills, so that was a bit of a futile shot. Tiger P is saying, look, there's something there. So KB5, scout tank enabled, off we go. Artillery will be looking for us for a kill. E25 there. Auto aim, nice damage rolls. He's dropped down below the hill, which is a good idea because it will mean that we are artillery safe as well. There's one arty shot. Into sniper mode, looking to crest the hill. T-34-100 there, make his way around the back, and the KB-13 also pushing round. We are still missing an ISU-152, which is a dangerous tank. Pin the E25 in place. E25 turns and starts to shoot ineffectively at us, and we take him out of the game. Then looking for shots here on the ISU. Perfect broadsides, and it doesn't matter about how little penetration we have, we're still going to put them into this guy. And there we go. Unfortunately, we did lose the T-34-100, and we know artillery are in that corner, so I'm asking for help. You know, we've got a really good Tiger P driver and VTU driver. The VTU's had 4 kills, so he's had a really good game. But I'm now here waiting for help. I can't move from this location because I don't have enough hit points to push in and take on these artillery, because I will just get face derped. But I made the decision. I'm on my top gun here. So Radley Walters at stake. Unfortunately, we spot the SU-14 too. He's looking this way. We get one shot into him, and that's all it's going to take to kill us. Even with the super heavy spore liner, we can't take any more damage. Fortunately, that ended our game. But the FV-4207 avenges us, so now it just leaves one tank left. So we'll speed up the replay. There's the M12 running for his life. He gets a shot from the VTU. Artillery's falling all around him. I switch to the Tiger P here, just so we can see what he's doing, and then we switch back to the VTU. We invite the FV to join us so we can get crucial contribution, but unfortunately he doesn't accept, so we miss out on a crucial contribution there. Anyway, let's have a look at the post-game stats, guys, and we'll see how that. So then, post-game results screen, guys. As you can see, Mastery Badge, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect. Our Top Gun badge, 120,000 credits, 202 damage, 4,672. The first win of the day with the double there. As you can see on the team score, massive carry there. 4,013 damage, 6 kills, 1,418 base XP. We're over double the next person in damage, which was Crow, our platoon partner. And, you know, half again of his XP. A really strong, good game there. Apologies, excuse me. You know, especially when you're carrying 3 team members here who did 0 damage. Cromwell who did 92. Overall, their team did actually put more damage out. As you can see here as well, detailed results: 24 shots fired, 21 hit, but only 16 penetrated. We did the 1 team damage there to Crow, which cost us 2,760, and after ammunition and everything else, we actually came out with a profit of 62,428. That was the APCR rounds that we selected at the start. Shouldn't have selected them, would have been fine with the normal AP against the tanks we're against, but we did what we did. as we said, we weathered the storm as well. We blocked 1365 damage. I have blocked substantially more with the KV5, but on this case we just carried on as normal. So yeah, the KV5 doesn't come up for sale very often, but when it does, it's one of the tanks that you really do need to pick up. There is very few tanks other than the E25 that are true fun premium tanks to play, and I mean a lot of fun. A lot of the premium tanks you'll find are lacking compared to the same tier vehicles. Some are a little bit overpowered, some are not, but this is just a sweet spot. This is just a lot of fun. You know, you can just bruise around the battlefield, you can take a bunch of hits, you can give a bunch of hits out. It's right, it's pucker, as a well-known chef would say. So, if it does come up for sale and it's not in too bad a bundle, really do consider picking yourself one up. It's awesome. So that's my review of the KV5. It's been in the game for ages, and I've only just got around to reviewing it, so we can tell how far behind the competition we are. If this is the first time you're watching the reviews or anything like that, please leave any comments, likes, give it a thumbs up if you think it's worth it, and hopefully you'll subscribe and stick about. I'm still tweaking the audio settings to try and get this right for you guys, as I am still saving up to get a proper microphone for recording YouTube. So hopefully we'll get that sorted soon. Anyway, thanks very much guys, and I'll see you on the next review.